We're going live on Trey Show 9 here, late night on a Sunday night, Soul Sundays, and we're just seeing what it might look like going live. I'm using OBS and just testing some stuff out while we go live here. I need to see what that looks like. And we're going to do that. Okay, so I am live. All right. All right, here we go. Yeah. So I wanted to jump on here on a live late night session on a Sunday. Just real chill, just real cool. And kind of go into a situation where I was using OBS and how that looks. And so I'm just testing some stuff out right now. But I do want to say this is that the title of this is Create a Safe Space for Her. And this is brought to you by lots of experience. And this is brought to you by just being a big ear and listening because that's all it really takes. And just from experiences and understanding that the person that you are getting involved with, this woman that you're getting involved with, there's a possibility that she has lots of trauma that probably from her parents, mom and dad, for example. I'm sure there's different variations and whatnot. And some women have a great relationship with their father. Some don't. Some have a great relationship with their mother. Some don't. But the parents is usually the first people that are going to hurt that woman that you're that you're dating or want to be with or married to or whatever. And so, as a man, you must heal that inner child. You must get your demons in check. You must be on your healing journey so that you can, when encounter these things, they don't hit you like what's wrong with her, right? Because it's not necessarily what is wrong with her. It's just what has happened to her. You dig? There's things that have happened to this person, and you may not exactly know. She may not even really know. She may not want to travel down that road because it was such a traumatic experience, and maybe it still is a traumatic experience because she's still dealing with her parents on some level, on a certain degree. And so she may be dealing with all this stuff. And there's just a lot going on, right? There's just a lot going on. And then, too, something that I'm currently learning is I'm married and been married for 16 years. And so I didn't even know none of this stuff when I got married. I had no idea. One of the biggest things that I did know is triggers and how you can avoid triggering your wife. But I like to take it a step further because this person needs help. This person needs professional help. And I'm not the one to give it to you. You dig? You got to seek that help on your own. And so, men around the world are trying to get with these people that you probably are never going to be able to actually get with this person. You're really not actually with this person because this person doesn't even really know themselves. And it can't be further from the truth when when women say, I don't really know what I want, and I don't really know, and the guys are like, how do you not know? Da, 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 da. You got to just understand the fact is that she actually does not know. She doesn't know. You know what I mean? Her mom is, oh my gosh. I mean, you got to think about like you see these girls and you see these women out in the streets and you see these women just in regular life and the ones that you're dating. Imagine like their parents. Like you just assume because you see them right now, they're much older, they're much wiser, they're pretty chill, this and that. But you don't even know what that person is like. You have no idea what that mom is like to the girlfriend or to the wife that you're with, you know? And so you have to create that safe space, but you just have to really be that safe person for her. But not even really for her, but just for yourself. And then walking in that and then being that person and becoming that person until you can be that person for yourself. And maybe she'll want to change, you know, maybe she'll want to deal with and heal from her wounds. I have no idea. Sometimes you'll see that they won't want to heal because they're stubborn. Also because they just don't know, right? And they also have created this professionalism, right? So in their profession, they are the boss. You dig? They have it together in their profession, so it looks like their life might be together when actuality shit is just falling apart. And you got to listen to this stuff. You got to hear this stuff. You got to hear this stuff because this is what it is. This is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the waves and the ocean, right? And when you look at the waves and you look at the ocean and you think about the waves, you think about the ocean, what is it that's happening? It's unpredictability. It's unpredictable. You have like maybe three of the same waves, maybe, or you have three sets of waves and all three sets are different. And so that's what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Um, you're dealing with somebody who is addicted to attention, right? You can say that men are addicted to porn and then women are addicted to attention. So the reality is off. It's way, 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 way off. So you're not really dealing with, you're dating this girl who's 35 or 25 or 45. You think that this age, we always think age and like, oh, the time that we have together, we've been married for 50 years. That person may have not have even grown at it at all. You know what I'm saying? They're still operating in fear. They're still operating from the past. They're still operating from pain, right? Because we all are in some cases. And it's until you go and heal that inner child, right? So you have to go back to the future. If you want to live in the past, you might as well go deal with that past, and you might as well talk to and heal that inner child. If you're gonna live in the past, right? If you're gonna live in that and then bring that to the future, you might as well go back there and be like, hey, look, you were rejected as a kid. Your biological parents, to you, they didn't want you. That's how you viewed that because they weren't around. Drugs were something more important because that's what they were doing and not taking care of you, right? So you just think that to show love, don't be rejected. I want to receive love, so I'm not going to do anything that is going to cause you to leave. So, but what happens is I am going to, in turn, I'm living in this false reality. And so I'm going to produce false things. And so it's going to look fake. It's going to look needy. I'm going to be anxious. I'm going to be anxiously attached to you, or I'm going to be pushing you away. Because if you got close to me, then you're not, if you got close to me, then you're really, you might know and get to know this person, and then you may not like this person. and therefore you're going to leave me, right? And so we have this thing running in our head, and then when that person does leave, you go, see, I knew it, I knew it. Please, you didn't know nothing, you don't know anything. All you know is what you've created in your head, but you're manifesting and you're creating these things because you're rehearsing these things that nobody else actually hears. You're creating something that nobody actually hears. And what happens is that when men, we see these women, you can go online right now. You can go on on their Instagram right now, and you would think, oh my gosh, she's so pretty and she's got to have it all together. I mean, men are probably just there. She's probably got at least 200 people in her DMs. She might, right? And all 200 want to smash. That's it. That's all they want to do is smash. They don't really care about getting to know that person because they already know she's crazy, right? They already know that she's crazy. You dig? Well, just because I'm on Instagram and I'm showing off my boobs and my buttocks doesn't mean I don't have brains. I have a 4-year degree. I have my master's. I have my PhD. None of that matters, right? You're good at that one thing. Oh, I'm the CEO and I work for this company. I work for that company. I do this. I do that. Yada, 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 yada. That has nothing. That doesn't trigger to me and cause me to think that you've done the work. It doesn't at all. It has no bearing on healing yourself and allowing yourself to go to the inner child and say, hey, you know what? Little so-and-so, right? I'm in the future and I went back to the past, and I can let you know right now that you are not rejected. You are not a failure. You do mean something. And so when you get rejected or you get you know, ghosted or whatever it is they call these things nowadays, which I don't really give a fuck what it's called. I don't care about none of that, dog. I really don't. I don't care about none of that stuff, dog. I don't care. None of that stuff matters to me because that's not reality. It's not. What is reality is that people are broken. That's what's reality. And it doesn't matter how much money you got. How many people do you know? How many like rich people do you know? Like rich. Like millionaires. How many millionaires do you actually know in person? You can 6 degrees of separate. You can call this person. You've spoken to that person before. And you've actually watched their life. Just because they got millions doesn't mean that they're happy. And just because they have millions doesn't mean that they're unhappy. I've met people that are well off that are happy. I've also met people that have a lot of money that are not happy. I know people that are Christian in the church, pastors and this and that are extremely unhappy. I know people that are CEOs and property managers and making all this money, but they're just not happy. They're just content. They're just dealing with, they're just surviving through life. So who you're dealing with, you want to create this safe space and this safe place. I mean, if that person chooses you when it comes to the romantic and the intimacy relationships, the romantic relationships that you are getting into, if that's who, this person chooses you, you choose them, know that you have to continuously create this safe space for her. I'm not talking about coddling them or, lying to them. Oh, baby, no, you look good. Yeah, baby, no, that's good. No, I'm proud of you when you're really not. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. And so I wanted just to jump on and this is what this is about. Trey Show 9, we are building a community, a real community, something that um, is tangible, something that is alive, and something that a lot of guys need, because the issue is the source of your problem is it's the inner child. It's that person who um, you that person that felt rejected and but didn't do you didn't do anything. You became the nice guy trying to get out of your neediness, right? You didn't feel worthy. You didn't feel worthy. You didn't feel like you were actually loved, right? Because so imagine like people leaving you constantly. Imagine that. Imagine you're dating and you go on 12 dates, 14 dates, 20 dates, 30 dates, 100 dates, and you're doing all these things, and these guys are not sticking. These girls are not sticking. And if you had, if you're dealing with things that are in the past still, then you're feeling rejected. You're feeling unworthy. You're feeling unworthy, and you're finding your worth. You'll what you'll do is you'll find your worthiness in your children. It's not there for you single moms. You'll go into that so much you'll reject everything. You'll reject everything. And it's so funny because my mom made this comment the other day. Let me see if I can remember this. She said something um, regarding God. And what did she say? Oh, it was so good. Dang it. She wanted to surrender to God. She said, I need to surrender to God. I need to allow him to be Lord over my life. Something like that, right? And it made me think like, here's a woman who has been single for quite some time and has been through many boyfriends since her divorce, and none of them have stuck. Um, none of them have stuck. There's one that there was two that I remember that were pretty solid. Um, but it was she wasn't happy, you know. She wasn't happy, and it's interesting because it's like you're torn as a woman, right? I get it. I wouldn't want to be a woman. Jesus, hell no. Because you're supposed to, with your husband, you're supposed to like be. He's supposed to be guiding you, right? But then like you don't want that because you're stubborn and you don't want anybody telling you what to do. And so you kind of pretend to do it, but then like you got one foot in and then one foot out, you know what I'm saying? And then you're like, you go to church, you, you go to church and like you're giving all your devotion to God. You're more devoted to God than you are your husband. He senses that. It's just messy, dog. It's just a complete mess. Jesus. And I think that's what I gravitate towards. I honestly believe I am that ridiculously crazy. I believe that I'm going to crack the code. That's the path that I'm on. I don't really know what's going to really happen. I'm just on that path. I have no idea. And frankly, at this point in my life, today, when I'm speaking right now, I don't really care. I stopped caring. And I've casted those cares. You know, you fish, you cast and you throw that junk out, just throw it out. That's what I've done, because it's just like nothing matters. Nothing is new under the sun. Nothing matters, right? It's all make believe. You dig? But what is real is our experiences. That is what's real. It is our experiences. Our experiences are real. our experiences are real, and the pain that we feel, our parents are real, and the stuff that they've done to us, physically and emotionally, whatever the case may be, in everybody's life, speaking in general, that's what's real, and it's wild. It's extremely wild. And I just wanted to get this message across. We finish up our Found Fam podcast, and I hold this podcast, Trey Show 9, on the Trey Show 9 channel on YouTube, and I just had this late night Soul Sunday just message. You have to be safe for yourself. So you, as the man, how to create that. So let me go back. You have the inner child. He needs healing. She needs healing. Your inner child needs healing. They need to know it's okay. They're okay. The way that they are okay. The way that they are. The way that you are okay. No matter what. No matter how many times you get cheated on. It doesn't matter. You're good. You got this girlfriend, right? And she's on Instagram. She got 2 different Instagrams and 2 different phones and multiple accounts, talking to this guy, talking to that guy, getting attention from over here, getting attention from over there. Hey, and then you don't even know about it. You're good. You're good. Because you have healed that person. All that messiness and all that junk and evilness, let her deal with that. You don't have to deal with that. You create a safe space, and that safe space might look like, hey, look, you're a divided person. You're over here, you're over there. You sprinkle yourself so thin to everybody else. And then when it comes to me, you have zero time for me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I know my boundaries. I know my worth. I'm not into that. So at this point, we're done. And this is when you have healing, you can say stuff like that. When you have healing, and it took me years. I'm 47. I'm just now learning this right now. At 47. And so because of your pain and because of you living in the past, homeboy, because you're stuck in the past, homeboy, because of all that, because of what your parents did, your mom and your dad and your step baby, the step this and the step that and da 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 da, whatever the case is, whatever your situation is, you became too needy. You became too possessive. You were like, I need Buzzy. I need it. I need this. I need this. It's not what you needed. You see what I'm saying? It's not what you needed. And because you think that because for some reason this girl's beautiful, therefore she's better. Please. Couldn't be further from the truth. That's a lie from the pit of hell. That's a straight lie. And a crooked lie. Just because this woman is beautiful and she got makeup on and she got a body, she got this, and just because she has all these followers on Instagram, I'm telling you, she don't care about those people. She don't give a shit about those people. Because she don't even care about herself. She knows the truth. She knows that she don't let anybody in. She lets nobody in. Nobody. She probably have a penis inside of her thinking, oh, I know I let people in. I let people in. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. So, what do? You rid men, fellas. You rid yourself of the attachment of the woman. Try that one on for size. Even if you're married. Even if you're married. Because then it's like if I'm holding a bunch of stuff, I got all this stuff in my hand. I got all this stuff. I can't pick up more stuff. I can't hold nothing anymore. Maybe. But I'm going to be all this stuff. All I need is just let me put all this stuff down. I don't need those worries. You dig? I don't need those worries. I don't want them, and I don't need them. And I heard it by a mentor of mine, a dating coach, high ranking. Oh shoot, what did he say? Basically, see, I got in my head too much right there. See how I slip in? You slip in and out. You slip in and out sometimes. Um, but basically, they were saying that basically every day I want to break up with my girl because I want to see if she's going to stay. Is she actually worthy of being with me? Is she worthy of being here? You dig? There's a difference. There's a difference. There's a difference. There's a huge, and I'm finding this out now. There's a huge difference. Does she stay? Does she grow? There's a difference. I feel extremely sad for what's going on the internet with women and what they're doing. I mean, it's great entertainment. You dig? It's great entertainment. Don't get me wrong. It's like watching a sitcom, you know. But I feel for their soul. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. I figured it out, and I'm still going through silliness. You know what I mean? I'm not perfect. You know, I'm still, you know, I'm just trying to figure this stuff out just like everybody else, man. Just like everybody else, I'm trying to figure this stuff out. Like everybody else on a Trey Show 9 show. Just trying to figure this shit out, man. Oh, you raise it. There it is. How's that? I didn't see that. It's funny because I didn't get the chat in my OBS. Anyway, let me see. Yay. And so creating a safe space for her, creating that safe space. So, you know, for my wife, I remember her saying this. My wife said, you know, she wants me to be authentic and really live in my authenticity. And that's not easy. It's not easy when, like, imagine, like, I remember when my grandmother passed away, and I remember when I walked into the hospital and saw her there, and there was no life in her. I felt like a child. It's crazy. I don't know how to explain it, but I felt like a child. Like I didn't want to be an adult at the time. I had kids and a wife, and I was just like, I just fell to the ground and I was just weeping in the hospital on the floor uncontrollably. And it was two things. One, obviously I'm missing my grandmother like something crazy. Like I love that woman. That woman could do no wrong. Maybe she did wrong, but in my eyes, she could do no wrong. But then I felt like a kid, and I didn't like it. I didn't like that feeling. I didn't like that feeling because it's like I actually felt rejected. And it wasn't her fault. Her death wasn't like, you know what I mean? But I felt because I went to the child at the hospital, saw my grandmother there with no life, passed away, dead, gone. And then I cried like a baby. And then I felt like a child. And because I felt like a child, I didn't like that feeling because the child in me felt like, hey, nobody wants me. Right? Nobody wants me. Dude, that feeling is ridiculous. That feeling is like, wait, what? Nobody nobody likes me? It's false, but it's there, right? It's real to you. It's real to me. And I remember from that day forward, I was like, ooh, I didn't like that feeling. And what did I do? What did I do? I stuffed it even more. I stuffed it even more. Even more. I stuffed it, and then it's till it was only like a month ago. My wife said something to me. We're at the mall. We're at the mall getting ready. I forgot. I think we were getting ice cream. Um, my boys were and her. We got ice cream, and she said something to me. She goes, "Mark, you keep saying that your parents rejected you. That your parents rejected you. They didn't want you. They didn't want you. They didn't want you. Every time you talk about your mom and your dad, you say this." And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "But I don't think that's true. Like that wasn't like it had nothing to do with you. Them living their life the way that they are living their life had nothing to do with you. Them not wanting to be with you didn't actually have anything to do with you and who you were as your character." Bruh. It was like the world was lifted off of my shoulders when she said that. I was a new man. I was like brand new. I was like, and I didn't cry, which was surprising. Normally I cry, but I was like, say that again, like say it again to me. And she was like, them rejecting you or you feeling rejected, they weren't rejecting you actually. They were living their best life, like you always say. They were doing their very best. It had nothing to do with you. How many times have I counseled young people? A lot more than I can count on my hands. My hands and my toes. These cats are fighting over here. Um, and I remember counseling a kid, and he was. I remember we were at camp, and he was screaming out, talking about because we were out in the woods as a group, and he was crying and yelling out to his dad. You know, he's like and I was hugging him afterwards, and he's like, This is my fault. This is my fault that my parents broke up." And oh my gosh, and I didn't get it from me. You dig? Like I needed that for me also. And it wasn't until this mall experience with my wife and how she was talking to me, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, okay, I get it now. I get it. And because of that, everything just came up. Everything came up, and everything was just was very bright, and everything was light, and I felt everything in that moment. I mean, the ice cream tasted, it didn't even taste right, and just the whole experience. I was just like, wow, wow, wow. I went home, and then I wanted to record the next day, had a situation the next day, and I felt like I was right back at square one. I came home Saturday, and I sat here just like I'm sitting here right now in my carport, but it wasn't It wasn't good. I felt rejected. You dig? I felt like I'm unworthy, right? And so here are these things, and I'll stop at this and end it right here. Um, this is just an example of um, this is just an example of what men have to go through, right? And I'm not even breaking the surface. I'm just giving you just the highlight reel version, um, because these feelings that we have as men, um, sometimes we actually feel like nobody's actually listening to us. You know, we feel, and it's our wife. You know, with married men, we feel like our wife or your girlfriend, long term girlfriend, right? Um, they are not hearing me. They're not like receiving, you know, and it's tough. It's tough to feel that way. And where does that come from? That comes from us, me, you living in the past and not allowing that child to be free. So that Saturday night, I did a recording. Actually, it was literally like 2 seconds, and then I stopped it. And I was gonna post it. It was bad lighting. It was just terrible. But it doesn't matter, right? None of that shit matters. And something else was lifted from me. And then I knew that Sunday was going to be Found Fam podcast, and then my boys were going to come over. We're going to barbecue, and we did, and it felt good again. And then Monday I was back at square one again, and so you have to understand that it kind of goes. You have a good day, bad day, good day, bad day, good day, bad day. But this is what happens when healing comes, because you're now feeling everything, right? It's just different. It's just different because I accepted it. I surrendered to whatever was holding me back. I surrendered to keeping pain away. So now I allow it to happen in my life no matter what happens. No matter what happens, it's all good. It's all part of the process. It's all part of the process. It's all part of the process. You just put one foot in front. You're just walking, putting one foot in front of the other, right? Living on purpose, living your purpose, being who you're supposed to be. That's it. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And all these things will be added unto you. Seek first the kingdom, and then all these other things will be added unto you. So I'm not really interested in worldly things. I believe that money will come. Gold, silver, platinum, and all that other stuff will come based on my gift, because my gift will make room for me and my family. And my family. I do believe that. But I'm not subject to those things. I'm not subject to those things. And so, yeah, um, it's been really good, and it's been really bad. It's been whatever, and again, I don't really care because I cast my cares. I cast my cares. I cast my cares, and so those cares are trum out the door. Trum, we don't need them. we don't need that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's it for the night. Good night, everybody. Peace to you. Blessings and blessings and blessings. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like. And yeah, go in peace. Go in peace. Go in peace. Actually, you know what? I'm over here. I gotta read you this. I gotta. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Whew. I gotta read you this. Let me go back. And I sum this up, and I call this all of this characteristics of the hurt child and the man that has grown up but who's living in pain, right? He's nothing more than a little boy, and he's a nice guy, right? The nice guy. The nice guys have an uncanny knack of picking partners who become in childhood sexual abuse or other negative experiences with sex tend to have a difficult time being sexually expressive. So the nice guys have an uncanny knack of picking partners who, because of childhood sexual abuse or other negative experience with sex, tend to have difficult time being sexually expressive. So it involves being this nice guy, right? I'm nice because I don't want anybody to reject me. You see, I don't want no one to reject me. So I got to be nice, 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 nice. But really, I'm just shackled in chains, bound every single day, living as a prisoner of the mind, a prisoner of things that are not even real. And so, and I was wondering why, because my wife and I had this discussion. There was some issues that we were having, and she said something again. She's like, we're talking about this again, bruh. Let it be known, Doug. I was like, nah, we're not doing this again. I don't like the way that made me feel. F that. F that. And yeah, so anyway, this book, I love books. I love to read. That's my thing. And I think this guy's name is Robert Glover. The book is actually called No More Mr. Nice Guy. And so every day, in every way, it gets better. Every day, in every way, it gets better and better and better. And so things start to change, right? I can't tell you how many people have said to me, women, he doesn't want to have sex with me. Is it something that I'm doing? And I'm like, nah, he's got to deal with his demons first. He's got to deal with his demons first. Then he can ravish you the way you want to be ravished. But he's got to deal with his demons first. And so I'm just on this journey just like you. I may be a little bit further along, but nonetheless, I'm on the same path. Maybe the difference is that I am passionate about killing the negativity that the evil has a grip on men. Yeah, man. This is ridiculous. We're not living like this anymore. We're just not. We're not living like this anymore. We're done. I have this little tagline on my podcast, and it's like, I teach men how to get their balls back. Get your fucking balls back. And go read The Way of the Superior Man. I'm telling you right the fuck now, you need to read that book. Every man, every woman, every person on this planet needs to read that book. It's just that good, right? And it'll get you to the place where you need to get to, then move up a step. And in this book right here, you might want to read it after or before, it doesn't really matter. But this no more Mr. Nice Guy. That's another one. Because these women will run all over you, dog, including my wife. She'll try to pull this, and that. I'm like, did you just speak to me this way? Did you just have this attitude? Do you need something? I'm probably goofing it up. I probably wouldn't actually say it like this. Don't do what I do. Don't do what I do. But I'm like, is everything okay? Are you good? Because you lashed out at me, and I'm not really sure where that's coming from. Something like that. I don't know. It in the heat of the moment, you know what I mean? I say something different. But, it might even look like, don't speak to me this way. We can talk. We can definitely talk. But do not speak to me this way. I'm ready to listen right now, whenever you are. But this right here, no, I get it. You're frustrated. And if you can come up with some ways that I can help you and serve you right now, I would be happy to do that as your husband. But that right there, no. Or you can walk up and slap her butt and see if that works. or you can pause. You can push the pause button, right? If you have whatever thing you have set up, you do whatever the fuck you want to do. But whatever you have set up in your home, push that pause button. Say something silly. You know what I mean? Kiss her neck. I don't know. Do something, right? Give her a high five, right? Say high five. Or you can just turn her around from the dishes or cooking or whatever and go high five. I'm busy right now. I'm cooking. I'm busy. I'm busy right now. I see you're busy. I see that. Take the spoon from her or whatever. High five. And then spin around. Then slap her butt. And then walk away. As nothing ever happened. Just walk. Don't turn back. Create space for her. Go get her some chocolate or some flowers or something. If it's your wife. If it's your girl. You know what I mean? Like if you're with this person. Don't do this for some, girl on the streets. Nah. Not yet. Anyway. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, everything is so good. The nice guy may respond by taking control rather than letting the sexual experience unfold. So the taking control, he gets mixed up in his head. And then he sees like a needy guy. And then he may withdraw. He may focus on his partner's sexual needs before she has a chance to pay attention to him. And so a lot of times what you do is you don't allow yourself to get paid attention to. That's also going on. Gosh, there's so much. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm tripping. I'll be here all night long. But that's it. That's it. There's gonna be more. Sunday, Soul Sunday. We got the Found Fam in the daytime, Trey Show 9 in the nighttime. Yeah. There's some good stuff, man. We're finna get healed in this piece. And yeah. Peace. Deuces.